We fed over 10 hours of video essays from this channel to the open source artificial intelligence GPT-2. What follows is the, I guess you could call it a video essay, that this AI wrote. Everything you're about to hear was generated by machine learning, starting from now.
There we are.
Hi, I'm Neil, and I'm a liberal cook, and today we're talking about... Oh God. Oh no. I hate to disappoint you, but it's just that not everyone can make it to the end of their tests, and that only people who are willing to take those tests can make it to the top of the pyramid. So, let's see what happens. We'll give away 1,000 copies of Infinite Jest. Let's give away a used race car-powered race car, and then we'll see who can drive it for us to the top of the pyramid. And what do? And what? No, this is not a real essay. I'm not real, and I don't have a real talking face. This is a video essay about video essays, and I hope you like them, and I hope you do, and I hope you're all excited. I hope you're all at least hoping that good morning. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and smash all the shit in the world. The world needs crisps. I hate to disappoint you, but what the fuck is this? What is this? I haven't spoken to anyone about this for quite a while, but now that we're all excited, let's just assume that it's a real video essay about an imaginary person, and that they're still excited to be you. Okay, so I'm Irish, and I live in Ireland, so good morning. Good morning, you silly sausage. I'm going to tell you a story. A silly story. Silly fucking Christmas. And I'm not going to be silly. I'm not silly. I'm big internet. And you're all sad. There's no time for happy endings. There's only the unpleasant truth that for too long we've been subjected to lies, theft, and abuse. And the poor and the queer have been denied basic needs like water and housing. They've denied basic freedoms like my right to go to the movies with my partner only because. It's so hard being poor and powerless and not knowing what to the left of us, you know? So we're going to tell you a silly story. And you're going to be a little bit disappointed, but like I said, we're going to tell you a silly story. We're going to try to be affirming. It's going to be mostly funny, but mostly we're going to tell you a stupid thing. And while we're doing that, some people are already here, and a lot of them are having a good time. Some of them already are friends. Some of them just want to go see fantastic Mr. Slippy. Some of them just want to play with your boyfriend. Some of them just want to spend more time with Mr. Slippy. So this is going to be weird. Stop seeing gender as a privilege. Stop pretending gender is a thing that happens on its own. We're here.
Cut. A laptop lies on its side. Title: Destroyer. A massive fireball crashes into the wall, engulfing everything in green energy. A panoramic close-up of the massive fireball. Cut to narcissism.
If you live in Northern Ireland and see an airport gate with a screen on the other side of the airport, you're seeing all kinds of places. You're going to love how magical that is. Northern Ireland has all the amenities you've ever wanted, except marriage is now legal in some pretty fabulously patriarchal countries. And all of your dirty little secret societies are waiting in line for you. I don't know. I just know sex work is not monogamy. So for example, I don't think it's controversial if you think sex workers are shit workers. Sex workers all over the world are waiting for their next flight to arrive. Sex workers aren't really abolitionists. They are strictly right-wing ideologies. Why do people keep asking me this question? How do I know? Well, because I want to talk about this thing called sex. because it's so central to our culture. We have to make some noise about it because sex isn't sex. Hannah Arendt talks about like, oh, you don't really believe all sex is threesomes. There's no context for that. All sex is threesomes. One day, I'd like to try having 2 separate sex lives. Because love is big, which sex lives are huge. How long does it take me to decide that monogamy is forever?
So, what is the tummy? So what is the tummy?
Spill joy.
But are cells?
Well, cells are fascinating. They allow us to explore new processes.
Well, there's this thing called the illusion of explanatory depth, where we tend to overestimate how well we understand things. We think that because we're conceptual physicists, we understand how physics works. But we also know how it actually is the world through a fuzzy framework that we live in.
You don't actually think that the way that abstractions interact with reality is going to make things more realistic.
I assume that they do.
Well, they're not.
Optimistic?
Well, look, this isn't a debate starter. This is a man that works at a hardware store. He knows how to use a knife. All this time, he's telling us how some countries make bread and other countries make toothbrushes, but we don't know how the other countries make purses or jackets. We don't know how the Italians, Americans, and British use chemicals. We don't know how the Germans or Americans or NPD.
So let's talk about polyamory and all the ways you can make money from it. Let's talk about work-family relationships and all the ways you can make money from family. Let's talk about charity and how you can make a difference socially. These are some of the most common questions we get asked in queer and trans-related contexts. We get it a great deal from our conversations, and we get it pre-treated. We get it presented as simple as a banana and as central to our identity as queer people. But we're also asked to engage, and to engage so much in this grey area that it literally has a half-life. It can be very uncomfortable. We don't need to know about your links to whitewashed politics, tour-head videos of conservatives fucking over a baby. Stop doing that! But if you go into a place and look for work or visit once in a while, it might be pagan and not so pagan. You might find evidence of pagan influences. The clothes you're wearing are from the pagan world, worn by gods and instituted gods over people until they were effeminate and desiring. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not knocking pagan influences, I'm not knocking Harry Potter, but I do think there are elements in here that aren't necessarily in accord with whatever you're looking for, and that's okay. I'm not knocking J.K. Rowling or polyamory. Neither am I knocking Aristophanes. Because, spoilers, physics is not a boring science. At its core, physics is not a game. It's a social construct. And because of that, it's both educational and educationalizing. So I don't know if all of this is history, but when it comes to how we understand natural laws like patriarchy and the need for rights like access to justice, we tend to look for incremental changes over time, rather than big sweeping foundational changes, like an increasing awareness of how patriarchy functions, rather than incremental theories on how to better interact with it. So it's like the Christmas special, where your little one seeks the joy of the moment and the good of the world, and they all sort of awkwardly dance in a room together, except it's actually quite nice. And that's a video, isn't it? Christmas! Let's stretch our big legs and open the presents. Humans are not this silly animal we think of as the meanest little goblin. We're more like the lamb that craves her son's softness. We are sonnier than sweet, and it's only by holding on to those words that we can build a better person. A better world is possible if we hear and feel the voice of love, that voice that says, I love you, don't do anything. I love you, don't do anything. I think that's what we need to do. We need to sing, and we need to laugh, and we need to talk about love and all that jazz. And I'm not going to tell anyone anything about anything, because you can just click on the link below. Just a few of my best songs to your computer screen. Now, the real me, right? Now that I'm connected to the internet, I can talk to people about anything. I can be out about something real quick and simple as a link in a book. I don't know. I'm not sure anyone knows how to create fame, so I don't know. I just want out. I just want to make a nice money. And I know a few people who don't know how to make a good profit on a regular basis. See, this video is all about how do you make art? How do you make art? Is it art? Is it real? See, I'm not good at art. I'm not good at explaining culture. And I'm not good at explaining video. And I'm not good at explaining video. So, I don't know. Oh, anyway, that was weird. All of that was written by AI, which is really quite incredible. It's called GPT-2. It's an open source software. We will link you below to all the little bits and pieces that you have to do. It's actually relatively straightforward, although I still found it kind of hard. So this is just a bit of an appetizer before we get on to the next essay. We're a channel that produces essays that are actually essays that we like wrote and researched and stuff for the people who've just clicked on this random AI video. And big thanks to John the Duncan as Spilljoy. Incredible channel, go check it out. And a big thanks to the very unlikely casting of Ali O'Rourke as Sincerest. Also, wonderful creator, go check her out on Twitter and comedy gigs if you're in Ireland. Also thanks to Richie Bree for filming that bit. And thanks to all the patrons. Let's go say hi to them.
I have the very greatest supporters on patreon.com, like Alex Blank and Desi Fowl and Owen Lars and Raytheon, Lacey Lumagra and Science Officer Stephanie Schmingus next to the Umbrella Z and Shannon McLumpy. Polyamorous home wreckers of the Vanguard left Ruby, Salmon Moose dysregulated Simon Holler Zoe, Butachulin Jigglykin Alicia McElhaney, Bean Q3K Rose and Legal Kimchi, unoriginal content Sarithio Freeman, an American benefactor and Dadley, and Brian Morgan, Armin K. Armand and Duncan Robin, Carolyn and DMK Melinda Noah Leslie Than, Third Avenue, Anti-Capitalist Dan Teutlebeer, Mr. Pink, Simon Brooke, Woman Tiny Albert, Dana Brandon K. McBride, My Emo Religion, Gabriela Roque Lopez, Hop and Patrick Kiernan, Gerald Brenter, Elkenberg, Dacry Errol Bruder, Just a Bazzy K Dude, Alexander Curzon, Sheesh, Susan, Alex Clank, Compukati, Irene, Teddy Bear, Jeremy, Daniel Jack and EKB, Subsystem of Society and Lindsay Warm Up, Steffi Hen, Lawrence, Ellis Young and Scarlett Wright and Josie Goldman, Rachel Carey, Hilda Mangle, Pri and W. Bria, Carlos Matos, Jacqueline and Z. Villaveria. This is really hard, guys. You know how hard this is? Market Clark and God, this isn't fucking hard. Gay Spaceship and Mr. Elkin, Caleb fucking Conrad, Bryson, Josh and Patrick Woodcomb, my friend Adam Bellows, Obioma and Omnachi, Minty, Jennifer Rose. A tasty snack, the hero of leftist YouTube everywhere. Brie Bello at the Mrs. Addicted and Lauren Sailor Air. Milba Mesonana, Epame and Little Hood. Amy Canna, Kfas, Corey Clough and Floof Pants. Floof Pants, this is hard. Look, guys, it was a good attempt, okay? It was a good attempt. I can't believe you voted for this. Juliet Mylan, Morgan, Brett Barnett, Rocketeer BTW, Magnolia, Miss Scarlet, Ricky Nelson, Swishy Clang, Swizzle Twizzles, Risto Kolef. I have 231 patrons, but I just sang 112. Goodbye.